Hello everybody, welcome back to mathematics. Here is your bad meme of the day. But now we'll quickly return back to our true topic for today, which is reducing balance loans. Today we are going to go through some more examples of using the reducing balance loan calculator. The website is there. It's also linked in your textbook and possibly anywhere else that you would like to look. So let's go about this. Today we're particularly looking at the effect of what happens if you change your repayment amounts. So with loans, you take out your home loan for 30 years, you have repayments of $1,500 a month or whatnot. And what if you decide all of a sudden that you want to pay $1,800 a month? Your loan may or may not give you that flexibility, but we're going to look into, well, what does happen if we start changing the repayments of a home loan? We'll be using, as noted, exactly the same calculator we were using in the previous lesson. Remember that present value is P, your initial loan amount. Payments refers to your repayment, how much each repayment is. You need to make it a negative number as it's money going away from you. The future value is what your loan's worth at any moment in time. At the end of a loan, it should be worth 0. If you still owe money, it will be negative. Normally you see it as negative in our examples because you still owe money at some point. Annual rate, interest rate, normal annual interest rate, except you can put it in as a percentage, makes your life even easier. And number of time periods, our traditional N there for number of time periods, whether that's number of months or number of years or number of weeks, it's your number of time periods. Here, compounding, again, that important matter of whether your interest is calculated monthly or weekly or on some other measurement. So that's stuff we went over last time. The bulk of this lesson I'm going to spend purely on doing a couple of fairly daunting examples that I have prepared but not worked out earlier. So let's go forth and loan money and embrace the Australian culture of excessive debt to finance our lifestyles. So here we go. First example we're going to do today is, we need a name there. Who's taking out the loan? We'll call him Benjamin. Benjamin takes out a $315,000 home loan over 25 years at 3.2% per annum with quarterly repayments. I've decided to do something a bit different. We're going to go and do quarterly this time. In previous examples, I used months and fortnights, so this is a bit different. Every quarter of a year, he has to do a repayment and the interest is charged and everyone is happy with the economy going around in circles. So here we go. Find the quarterly repayment amount. So let's extract what we've got in the question and what we're after. So the question says the original loan amount's $315,000. So that's P, that's our present value. Assuming that it's, next up on there is payments. That's what we're trying to find. We're trying to find the repayment amount. We don't know that. That's a question mark. Future value, the value at the end. After this home loan has been paid off, you'd expect Benjamin owes nothing, right? And the annual rate, our interest rate, but we're allowed to put a percentage in this calculator. It's 3.2 from the question. The number of time periods, N. Now, it's 25 years, but it's in quarters. So how many quarters will be in 25 years? We get that by multiplying by 4. So there will be 100 quarters over 25 years. Right, we have extracted the information from the question. We can now put it in the calculator. We're trying to find out the payment. Future value of 0, annual rate of 3.2, 100 time periods. Make sure it's quarterly. We've entered everything from the question. We press this button and it will tell us that the quarterly repayment amount is $4,588.17. Now that's every 3 months. That's one huge payment every 3 months instead of the more common monthly or fortnightly or weekly. Most home loans tend to be monthly, I believe. All right, so on to B, second part of this question. Find the amount of interest paid over the life of the loan. So to do that, how much did Benjamin pay in total? We don't know that. We know that he paid, how much? We paid $4,500, $4,588.17 each quarter. And we know that there were 100 quarters, so 100 payments. So if we multiply the two of them together, we can work out that in total, yes, multiplying by 100, I can just move the decimal place twice, which is nice. We can see that Benjamin in total has paid $458,817. So given that he paid this much and he borrowed this much, the amount of interest paid is going to be the difference between the two of them. So we could recall our old rules. I will do it formally. Recall that the total amount on paid is a principal plus interest. Remember that rule? In turn, if you wanted to find just the interest is going to be the total amount you've paid, subtract the principal, as just discussed. So yeah, all I need to do is go, well, he had this amount, he's paid that amount, he borrowed that amount. You can use a calculator if you want, but you'll find that the interest that Benjamin has paid here, $458,817, subtract $315,000, you're going to get $143,817. So the total interest paid was that. The total amount he paid, subtract the amount he borrowed. Right, so let's go on to part C of this question. Part C poses a hypothetical. What if the quarterly repayment was changed to $5,547.70? How long now would it take to pay off the loan? So let's consider our original circumstances here. Ooh, don't do that. Right, the loan still is $315,000. This is from the start. We've got a new repayment amount. We have to remember to be careful. This is money going away, so it's a negative amount into the machine. We still want it to end up as zero. The interest rate's still the same, but it's saying how long will it take to pay off the loan. It's actually after n. This time we're after n, the number of time periods. So we're going to carefully edit this situation. We want to know number of time periods, how long it will take to pay off. The repayments changed. I've got this number for the repayments now. Oh, got to make sure that's negative, or we'll have grief. Terrible things will happen. All right, so that represents the situation. We're still looking at the same loan. Repayments are now this. We want to know how long it takes to pay off. The 3.2% interest rate's the same. It's still quarterly. Click periods here, and it tells us it will take 76 quarters. Now, I'm probably going to want that as years. If it's 76 quarters, how many years is that? You need to remember that there are 4 quarters in a year. So it'll be 76 divided by 4, which I believe is 19. Right? 19 years. So it will now take 19 years to pay off rather than the original 25 years. So you're saving 6 years off a loan, entire 6 years off the loan by paying $5,547 a quarter instead of $4,588 a quarter, which is quite a saving. So next up, so 19 years to pay off the loan. So next up, next part of this question goes, well, calculate the total amount of interest paid if you are if you're using the new quarterly repayment amount of $5,547. So as we calculated interest before, I'm just going to copy out some of our working for last time for calculating total amount of interest. Whoa, don't do that. Right, this time, I'll just hide all this for now because it's just going to look confusing. Right, this time the repayment is $5,547.70. And remember, the number of repayments has changed. It's 76 repayments now, 76 quarters. So the total amount he's going to pay is that for each repayment, but there's now 76 repayments. So you put that in your calculator, 554770 times 76, and the total amount now is, it's actually a lot less, $421,625.20. All right, but to find out the interest, we need to remember that that's the amount he paid. You take away the amount he borrowed, and we'll find out the amount of interest. So he's paid this amount, and we subtract the original amount borrowed, which is $315,000. You'll get $106,625.20. Right? So he paid that amount, paying off the home loan. He borrowed that amount. The interest is a difference between the two, which gives you that dollar value there. Now, right. So I just need to copy that. And the big question becomes, the final question, how much interest can be saved? So the original amount of interest that we were paying on that original quarterly repayment, we worked that out earlier. We worked out that on the repayment amount of $4,588, that was the amount of interest that you would have to pay. So amount of interest on the new repayment, we worked that out in the last section. All right, so that's the amount of interest you paid on the original quarterly repayments. This is the amount of interest you're paying on the new quarterly repayments. How much is saved? It's just the difference between the two. Right? That amount of interest, take away that amount of interest. And if you put that in your calculator, it will tell you that you have saved $37,191.80. So by increasing the quarterly payment, Benjamin saved $37,191.80 in interest. And yes, you save a massive amount of interest if you can pay more and pay it off sooner with these loans. You do end up saving incredible amounts of money. Now that was a big example, and I might actually just take a breather and do the second part in a moment for the second example.